Kia ora everyone, my name is Levi and welcome back to the Limelight SMP. This is the second part of my series where I am building One Night Ultimate Werewolf inside Minecraft. As you can see, I'm building an actual werewolf inside the lobby area, so it's a good chance for me to use the armor poser mod and just add something cool and funky and different. Let's get into the episode. So yeah, this is sort of the lobby area where players will come down and they'll get given a random card before they head down into the arena. And so I wanted to add something here just to I guess add to the overall ambience. So okay, why not add an actual werewolf? And I love it. I really like it took me a while to find the mangrove roots, so I was trying to think what could I use as like to create the idea of like fur on the outside of the werewolf. And yes, I used mangrove roots as the fur, which is great. And then of course we've got flint and steel as the claws there. So yeah, it's great. For today's episode, we're going to be working on the next part of the game, which is basically everything on this side here. We drop down here. We are going to be building the audio system, which goes in here. So audio is a big part of One Night Werewolf. The audio will sort of like guide you through the game. It will let you know when to go to sleep, who wakes up, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's definitely one of the best parts of the game. So all the redstone is going to go around this area here, and we'll also start working on the actual arena itself. So pretty much this whole area is sort of like the pre-game lobby where you set up, select characters, all that sort of thing. And then this area is the actual arena where you play the game. So we're going to work on that in today's episode, which should be fun. And then hopefully in the third part 3, we'll actually get some limes in and we'll play the game. It should be exciting. So let's get into it. All the redstone is done. I double checked, I triple checked to make sure that droppers that needed to be filled were filled, you know, like these droppers here. I guess I really want to explain sort of a problem that I was trying to solve with this audio system. So each game is basically like different in the sense that you get to pick whatever character you want for that game, and you know, you might not pick the same characters for every game. You know, for example, you might not want to have a minion in that particular round. Just double check that's full. Yep, it is. Yeah, you might not want to have a minion in that particular round, that sort of thing. So I really needed the audio system to reflect what characters are in play or not in play. And like for the longest time, I was like trying to think of a system that would accomplish that. And I did some work with Wilvis as well. You all know Wilvis. He's another member of the Limelight server, and we both scratched our head for a good couple of days. And what I ended up coming up with is this system here that you see. So what I'll do, let me just put myself somewhere safe. I'm going to jump into free cam to sort of explain the system. So it starts all the way up at the character selector screen here. So each character essentially has a corresponding like audio cue to it. So you know, there's audio for the werewolf, there's audio for the minion, and so on and so forth. So these color-coded wall blocks correspond to items inside this dropper here. So basically, when you select your characters and you start the game, not only is it going to dispense the cards from this system here, but it's going to dispense one item depending on what character is selected. So, you know, if you've selected a werewolf, then it's going to shoot one red ball. And then likewise, if you select a doppelganger, it will shoot one black ball. And then the wall travels all the way down here. You see we've also got this side as well. So the Insomniac, the Drunk, and the Troublemaker, they have their own audio files as well. So it'll shoot that color appropriate wall. And so all the wool comes down here and basically runs along these item sources here. So like here, for example, if a brown wool passes through this hopper here, that will kick an item over, which will extend this piston into this dropper here. Now this dropper is where the audio discs are going to be for each character, and it's basically going to queue it up. And so when the game starts, it's going to say, all right, because this gold block is next to it, play this audio cue. But if the gold block is not extended, so like it is now, it's going to say, all right, skip this audio disc and move on to the next audio disc in the queue. And it'll keep going, the next, and basically like go through this entire sequence all the way to the end. And then this is basically like the reset line. Yeah, so that's like the system in a hunch. A hunch. That's basically the system like as it is. Yeah, and then the orange wall here represents the reset line. So you know when you reset the entire game, that'll kick the item back into this dropper and retract these pistons. So let me. What do I do first? Should I set up the audio? Yeah, I'm going to set up the audio first. So we've got a whole bunch of records here. Yeah, so we've got a creeper farm that also doubles as a record farm. So I've got a whole bunch of records here, and we're going to use these to set up the audio. So I'll show you one now, and then I'll do all the rest myself and load them up into the system here. So let's set up the first disc, which will be this one here. So this is going to be the introduction disc. This plays pretty much every single game. It'll sort of like instruct the players what to do when the game starts. So we use the trigger audio player. Yeah, cool. So I cut away that part. Just I don't want to be showing off any like URLs on video. So we've uploaded the we've downloaded the sound onto the server. And so now what we can do is we put the sound on this item here. But let's just go, we'll name it intro number 1 so that it matches, yeah, that one there. And then so hopefully now we should hear this.
In One Night Ultimate Werewolf, each player takes on the role of a villager, a werewolf, or a special character. It's your job to figure out who the werewolves are and to kill at least one of them in order to win. Unless you've become a werewolf yourself. All players, please put your player head above your chamber door, your card in front of your chamber, and then enter your chamber and prepare to go to sleep. Unless you are instructed to, you may no longer look at your card until the game is over.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I love it. I love it. So yeah, that's basically an idea of what the audio sort of sounds like, and obviously the instructions will be different for every single character. So yeah, that's great. So excited, so excited. Yeah, I'm going to set up the rest of them, and then I'll give you like a quick demonstration of some of the audio files sort of playing. So yeah, I'll be right back in a sec. Okay, so all the audio is now set up. So let's do a bit of a dry run. All right, let's just pick like a bunch of characters. So let's go werewolf. We'll go Mason. Let's go Seer. Troublemaker. And a drunk. Actually, we won't go Mason because we need to have 2 Masons. Let's just go Minion. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we hit this button here, and that should dispatch all the cards. We'll see this lamp light up in a second here. Yep, cool. Cards are in. That should have also queued the audio. So if we have a look down below, Yep, we can see pistons extending. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. So now let's pick our cards. So we've got 5 characters, which means because you always need to leave 3 cards to be the center cards here, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, so let's take out 2. So we step on. Okay, a player would come up and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm that guy." And they would take the card and they would head down. And then the next one. Cool. Take my card and head down. So there should be 3 characters left. Yeah, 3 cards left in there. Those will be the center cards. So if I hit this, no block, that should send those 3 cards down one at a time. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And it will automatically like dispense those cards in the center of the arena. Ah, it's amazing. It's working. It's working. Now, we head down here. So yeah, we've got audio queued. Okay. Now, this is basically what it sounds like as the game is playing. So one thing I do want to stress or explain here is that as far as the audio goes, there is a lot of like gaps between the words that are spoken, just because I wanted to make sure that I was giving the players enough time to fulfill the action. You know, if they have to run like from one side of the arena to the other and they can't keep up with the audio, then that's not good. So yeah, there is a little bit of gap, a little bit of gaps here and there, but yeah, let's trigger the audio.
In One Night Ultimate Werewolf, each player takes on the role of a villager, a werewolf, or a special character. It's your job to figure out who the werewolves are and to kill at least one of them in order to win.
So
Unless
this
you
is
become a
currently playing.
werewolf yourself. All players, please put your player head above your chamber door, your card in front of your chamber, and then enter your chamber and prepare to go to sleep. Unless you are instructed to, you may no longer look at your card until the game is over.
So there we go. Okay, so an item's going to
Werewolves, wake up.
Yep, so it's automatically moved to this one here. Yes.
If you are the only werewolf,
this
you may now look at one
file
card
and
in
this
the
file.
center. Werewolves, go to sleep.
Cool.
Minion, wake up.
Yes.
Werewolves, turn your lamp on so the minion can see who you are.
So that would be a specific action the werewolves have to do in the arena. They'll have lamps.
Werewolves, turn your lamp off.
So I feel like I shouldn't
Minion,
be talking.
go to sleep.
But this is so cool. All right, now I'll skip this one. Yep.
Seer, wake up. You may now look at another player's card.
I love this
or
system.
2 of the center cards.
So giving time for the seer to either look at their cards or look at someone else's card or 2 of the center cards. So there's a bit of a break there.
Seer, go to sleep.
Cool. Skip the robber.
Troublemaker, wake up.
Go to the troublemaker.
Without looking, you may now exchange cards between 2 other players.
Again, giving time for the troublemaker to swap 2 other players' cards.
Troublemaker, go to sleep. Drunk, wake up. Without looking, you may now exchange your card with a card from the center.
I'm so excited. Cool. Now I'll skip these last 2 and go straight to the outro, because it always plays the outro.
Drunk, go to sleep.
Go to sleep, drunk.
As the night fades and a new day dawns, all
And
players
then it'll
return to
trigger
their
the reset
slumber,
line.
unaware that their fates may have changed. Are you still a villager? Or have you unknowingly become a werewolf? Don't forget, there is no looking at your cards. Everyone, wake up.
Yes. Cool. And then that triggers this line, which is basically just a reset line to reset the audio file. What it's also going to do is it's going to stop. Yeah, so it re-triggers, it resets this line here. But what it's also going to do is it's going to stop playing this line here. So this system here is for like the background soundtrack. So there's going to be a soundtrack that plays throughout the entirety of the game, so that you're not just listening to like, you know, awkward silence. Yeah, so that's that whole system there. But yeah, that's pretty much the audio system. So excited. Now, if we come up here, so opposite the start game line, yep, trapdoor's open. We have this reset line here. So this should reset the entire system. So we'll see these pistons retract. Yes, perfect. The lamps should also be all off now, including this one. Oh my goodness. It pretty much works. The system pretty much works. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Ah. Okay, let's take out these cards. Yeah, we are so close to finishing. So close. We just need to, yeah, build up the voting system and then build the actual arena itself, which we're definitely going to do today. Yeah, I'm going to do that now, actually. So we're going to kick into one more time lapse for this episode, where we're going to build up the rest of One Night Ultimate Werewolf. So we'll build the voting system, and we'll build the actual arena for playing in. Yeah, let's kick into that time lapse. All right, folks. So I've pretty much moved all my materials and stuff above the ground. And this is kind of like the entrance into One Night Ultimate Werewolf. So yeah, it's closed off at the moment because it's not open yet. But we've got this stairway that heads on down. One of the cool things about building the gaming district on the Mushroom Island is, yeah, you don't have to worry about mob spawns or anything like that. So you head on down, and then that brings you into the main area or the starting area. So we've got the tutorial room here. So we've got like important information. I need to add a few more things here. We've got audio samples so that you can kind of hear the audio beforehand to get used to it. I need to add like an overall like how to play the game, and so that'll be its own audio file there. I've got the chart here, so it sort of like outlines the order of play, so what order the game goes through. Bunkers down to this side, or locker rooms, of course. Showed you that in the last episode where people can put their stuff. I need to add pickaxes here so that each player will have a pickaxe inside the arena. And then of course the character selector. Yeah. Obviously I've turned the brightness down so you get the full like effect of it. And down into this area here. Yeah. Black sky, so it feels like you're outside, and yeah, in the night sky. We've got our werewolf over here, just chilling out, obviously, of course. And then if we head down into the arena, oh, this is awesome, and I love it so much. I guess the main things is I didn't want to like distract from the center here. I wanted this to be as clean as possible so that obviously players can like get from one end to the other. I tried to put like a lot of detail into this, but I guess the idea is, you know, these are houses because this is a village, which is traditionally like what you think of when you think of One Night Ultimate Werewolf. You're playing in the village and you're going to sleep every night. So basically, like each player will pick one of the colored houses here, and that'll be their chamber. So as far as like the sleep mechanic goes, this is something I was trying to think of for a long time. You know, do I create like a piston door that opens and closes when each player gets to wake up, that sort of thing. But in the end, I just ended up going with like the most simple like solution, which was just a powdered snow door. So, you know, you walk back here and this is basically the room where you sleep. So you'll stand in here, you'll be listening to the audio, and if you hear your cue to wake up, you can simply just walk on out into the arena and perform your action. So yeah, no like fancy redstone for this solution here. It's just like simple powdered snow. We've got the 3 dispensers here where the center cards will be, and then the frog lights here indicate where the players place their own cards. And then against the back wall here, we've got basically the voting system and the start game. So this snow block here will start the game. And then this here will be used to count the votes. But then as far as the voting goes, so each chamber has a barrel here with just colored concrete. So the concrete obviously is equivalent to whatever chamber. So let's say I'm in the red chamber, that sort of thing, and I want to vote for, you know, like blue. I think blue is the werewolf. So I'd come in here, I'd grab a blue piece of concrete, and I'd put it in this dropper here. And then I'd basically like hit the button and send it to the voting system here. But that is pretty much going to do it for this episode. So yeah, we've built the game in its entirety. The next time you'll see me on Limelight, we'll have a Halloween event, you know, because Halloween's coming up in a couple of weeks. And so I've organized an event for a whole bunch of limes to get together, and we're going to play One Night Ultimate Werewolf officially. So should be a lot of fun. I've encouraged the limes to, you know, dress up in a Halloween skin for the event. I'll have a skin myself as well. Yeah, and we're gonna actually play this game. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I tried to like make this episode because there's a lot of like redstone explaining. I did try to make this episode as like interesting as possible by using some like extra footage and stuff like that. Hopefully it's something you noticed in the video, just to keep you all engaged, so that it's not just like me talking and jabbering and hooting and hollering and jabbering and stuff like that. We'll see you in the next episode for Halloween and One Night Ultimate Werewolf. Ka kite!